The Israeli raid on Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, is now in its 10th day. Israel claims it's killed about 200 Hamas fighters and detained hundreds more since the siege started. This comes as UNICEF says more than 200 schools have been directly hit by Israeli strikes since the war began. The organization says at least 53 schools are destroyed. Foreign correspondent Britt Clennett joins me now from Jerusalem with more on this. Britt, what's it like in Gaza right now?
Hell on earth is the way that aid agencies are describing it to me. We're talking about a lack of food. The UN saying a famine is imminent, especially in the northern areas. Apparently in Rafah, the food situation is a little bit better. If you have tins of food, you're considered quite rich and quite lucky. People, they say, are eating like cats. I was speaking to a family here in Jerusalem. They're in hospital being treated. They're from Gaza, and this little girl, she's 12 years old, she has a tumor, and she grabbed me and hugged me, and she cried and cried and cried because she was saying, my sister is still in Gaza and I worry about her every day. Now this sister this little girl is terminally ill, and on top of her health concerns, she's worrying about her family back in Gaza, and she's saying, please, I don't want to go back there despite my family being there. My home is destroyed. So on top of this, you're starting to see the mental health crisis build, people on the streets begging for food, begging for clean drinking water. I was speaking to someone a bit earlier who said that getting a cucumber is something I can only dream of, Diane.
Now, Britt, I know you spoke to the spokesperson for UNICEF about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. What did he tell you?
Yeah, James Elder of UNICEF really sounding the alarm. I was speaking to him from Rafah. Let's take a listen to what he had to say, having spoken to people on the ground in Gaza and visiting the hospitals there.
When you are in Gaza, Britt, and at 3 in the morning, or now, 10 minutes ago, with horrendous bombardments, but at night time, you lie in bed and you just hear and your building shakes and it feels like you're lying in a coffin. You just don't know what's going to happen, if you're going to get hit. This has been the reality for 5+ months for children.
James, what does that do to a child's mind, to their trauma?
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that every child here now will require some sort of mental health support. And you talk to adolescent girls and some of them say, I want to die. I want this to be over.
Just incredibly powerful and devastating from James Elder of UNICEF there. Adolescents wanting to die, children saying they're lying in coffins. I mean, the picture is just building, it's bleak, and aid agencies, as I say, are really trying to sound the alarm, saying that aid needs to get in and the world needs to pay attention.
Now, Britt, Israeli sources tell ABC News another aid ship is expected to arrive in Gaza. What's the latest on that, and how much of a difference could this realistically make at this point?
Well, I think that's a really good question, Diane. It's a drop in the ocean. That's what I'm being told. Before the war, we're looking at something like 500 trucks. Now it's more like 90 to 150. So really, what is trickling in isn't doing enough. There is a long line of lorries fully loaded with aid supplies desperately needed in the Gaza Strip. It's backing up on the Egyptian side of the border with Rafah. Now, they can only enter Gaza through Israel after a complex and quite bureaucratic series of checks. Now, the absence of this kind of adequate supply of aid, it's forced other countries, including the US, to drop aid in, and that has had problems in itself, people dying, scrambling to reach that aid.
All right, Britt Clennett in Jerusalem, thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.